Okay.
Well,
Kind of look like Mothman a little bit.
oh, why?
My eyes are glowing.
Hey guys, welcome to Nerd Locker Podcast, your entertainment podcast where we break down the latest in movies, television, video games, and more. My name's Adam.
You talk so loud. I'm Oliver, by the way.
I hate this man. Okay, so we are going to be talking about episode 5 of season 4 of The Boys, guys. It has come out. Also, before we start, I'm just going to be frank. We're stupid. We didn't look anything up. The Acolyte, which we review on Tuesdays, does not end next week. It ends in 3 weeks. So we will be doing The Acolyte and The Boys twice a week until it ends. Then we'll talk about the new format probably at the end of The Boys finale. So, guys, following Firecracker's reveal
Right.
of what happened with Annie and stuff, we get to see like all the different like the baby killer stuff that's posted on the walls, and she's like reeling from all this stuff, and Firecracker's really like laying on this because she has to at this point. And it's also kind of funny how Firecracker like confronts Sage about like, you said this and like got my ass beat. It's like, well, yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
she's
you
like,
fell
you think
for it,
you think
kinda
I'm
thing.
poor white trash? She's like, I don't think you're poor.
I don't think you're poor.
Like that was super great. And then moving on, so I have like notes and stuff. Billy Butcher. So Butcher meets once again with Joey Kessler, which is Jeffrey Dean Morgan, out on the bench, and like Jeffrey Dean Morgan basically tells him like, we need to continue to like get Ryan, but through my means, which is opposed to Butcher's means and stuff like that. And then we get Butcher bringing up the Compound V virus that we got in Gen V. So we finally get like a callback to that. We actually get to see those students come back, the
Gen V.
Yeah, the Golden Children, whatever like that. And while all this is happening, we're also getting a Comic-Con kind of,
It's more of like a D23 type thing.
but for Vought instead of Disney. And
All this is happening, and then it makes you think, like, does this happen in real life?
yeah. And they like announced phases 7 through 19, which is hilarious. And they said we're gonna do it in like in extensive detail. Yeah.
Such a Marvel thing.
The other thing too, that comes up is Butcher comes to tell the rest of the boys like, hey, we got to get this virus. And he's like, but at first I'm gonna need a presidential pardon, because they break out our boy Stan Edgar, fucking Giancarlo Esposito, making a guest appearance in this episode.
That was so cool.
So they go to like try to find out where Newman has the virus. They get there and they find out like most of the people were killed by this hamster. And so they go off, they join together to go off and find where they went, which leads them to this farm where they encounter.
Can we pause for a second? What a fucked up farm.
Well, it's from the water, obviously, so it wasn't like they were breeding these. But
crazy.
What was the thing that Butcher said? Kentucky Fried Massacre.
Kentucky Fried fucking Massacre. That's ridiculous.
So it was a they encounter all these farm animals who have the V and they want to kill, which is kind of nuts with the amount of like effects they did with all this. And then we kind of have at this convention some stuff going on. We have A-Train dealing with Sage, kind of figuring him out. We have the Deep going after Cameron Coleman, who is this anchor that we've seen a bunch of times. He talks about like everything going on, and Deep has issues with him because he said like, you told me I was like crime analysis, so he tries to like get him back saying like, I'm gonna fuck your wife,
right,
and blah blah blah. And he also breaks up with what's her face, Ashley Barrett. That Ashley.
Oh yeah,
he breaks up with Ashley, and which causes that was the worst thing he could have done.
Fucked up. He fucked up.
Yeah, he really fucked up because Ashley is just as fucked up as the rest of the boys. She just does it in her own way. Mm-hmm. And we'll get to that in a bit. But another thing I want to bring up, and this is one that when we were watching it, we were like, yo, like, dude. Because actually, one other thing I want to bring up real fast because it's more of a subplot. Frenchie is definitely going down this road of like, I want to do a bunch of drugs and now I'm going to turn myself in for the crimes I did, which won't turn out well for the boys in any way because they end up break them out.
I love Frenchie.
And the other thing I want to bring up, though, is Ryan.
Yeah, that was interesting, right?
So Homelander, after he visited home last week, he comes back and he tells Ryan, like, I don't want to tell you what to do, but he is still kind of telling him what to do. And he gets
it's like
Ryan
indirectly.
Yeah,
right?
He gets Ryan to like make his own decisions by berating the director, whose name is also Adam. And Adam Bork. And they notice in this first interaction that he's being kind of pervy towards the production assistant. Mm-hmm. And so later when they're like talking, he's like, what do you want to do? And he's like, I want to save people. He's like, then you could save Bonnie from Adam. To which he like gets Adam to like, after he's already previously taken his keys to his Jaguar and his wallet, says, apologize to her, doesn't believe it, makes him get on his knees, still doesn't believe it, and then gets her to continuously slap the shit out of this man.
Right. Fucking
just
Jesus,
to show his power.
Dude.
Which was fucking ridiculous,
so
dude.
Weird to watch, but they were like satisfied.
Yeah. And then to quickly wrap up this episode, after all this stuff goes down, guys, we get a scene where the anchor that we were talking about, his name, what was that? Cameron? I
think so.
Sorry. Yeah, Cameron Coleman. So Cameron gets brought in because he's the leak because Ashley cloned phone calls to Mother's Milk, to MM. And Homelander then tells the rest of the Seven to beat him to death.
Yep.
And they do. Except A-Train and Sage. Which this is what my predictions are going to be, but I'll get to that in 1 second. But, like, dude, that was brutal.
That was a lot. It was so much going on.
But this is the big thing. A-Train, other than running into, like, Huey's
episode
girlfriend,
1. Yep,
has never maliciously killed anybody. And he still hasn't laid a hand on someone this
No,
season.
it's mostly just...
Other than Blue
like
Hawk,
himself.
and that was because of his brother.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only person. But other than that, A-Train has not really done too bad of stuff to be considered that way. And I think that's, in a way, a really good thing because it's seeing the only one that like has that kind of redemption arc.
Right.
And which means he's going to die.
Oh, God. Why do you have to say that?
Like, they're going to kill him.
Damn, fastest man on the planet. Does Homelander have super speed?
I think it's like the same as like Clark Kent. I don't know.
Does he? Like, can he run super fast?
I'm not sure.
Super fast, like fast flight.
I don't know. All I do know is I think what's going to happen is right now after they beat Cameron to death, they're like, oh, like you can see Homelander's looking at everyone doing something except for A-Train, but also Sage. And I think Homelander's dumb enough to think that the actual leak, instead of it being A-Train, is Sage. He's going to end up killing her instead and won't believe anything out of her mouth because no matter what she says, he's going to think at that point, you're trying to manipulate me with your smarts. So like even if she says it's A-Train, he wouldn't even believe her.
I still
think A-Train's gonna die, but I don't think he's gonna die before Sister Sage does by Homelander's fucking like. Because the thing is, at one point she's gonna push him a little too far. She's planning a lot. She's planning a lot, but I don't think she understands how quickly his psyche is fucking breaking.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't end up killing her, Ryan may end up killing her because I don't think because she has not accounted for Ryan or even tried to like
interact with Ryan. Yeah.
I don't think she's realizing the other player on the board that is right now currently becoming the new Homelander. Mm-hmm. So there's that.
That bitch gonna die.
So what do you rate this overall
dude?
episode?
God, it was so cool. The hospital scene with the dad and Huey was holy fuck.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
We didn't
Hold
talk
on,
about
wait,
that,
wait,
dude.
hold on, guys. There's a whole other subplot, real fast. So we know that Huey gave, or we thought was Huey gave him Compound V. I was wrong. His mom was definitely around. But like, they definitely played it like she wasn't, though.
I know.
Anyways, she gave him the Compound V. He wakes up, and then all of a sudden he's like not there, and he's before this losing his memory a little bit. And then all of a sudden we find out he's somewhere in this other room where he pulled out this man's heart. Didn't know how he did it, and then he like teleports away, which now we know. And he teleports in this other room where another man is in the bed, and like
it's not even teleportation. It's like he vibrates.
He phases through
them,
kind of like Kitty Pryde in X-Men.
Yes,
but instead he's like stopping doing that inside of people, blowing them up. And then he starts to remember Huey at 11, which also brings back the hate he had for his ex-wife. And so he goes on a murder rampage. I will say
SImon Pegg did a great job selling this role. That was good. Amazing.
But anyways, after all that, like he finally gets in the room, and then Huey like breaks through to him, and Huey makes the decision that he has to kill his dad. Like put a drug in him that kills him, that flatlights him. And he feels really bad through it, and it's very emotional. Like I got teary-eyed, but like it was a lot. I think this episode overall, dude, because last episode was so fucking good, but this one was also really good. Like they're winding down to season 5. Yeah,
just ramping up,
dude. I put this at a 9. This is my second favorite episode so far this season.
Damn, dude. I'm probably gonna have to do a 9.
I don't think it's better than last episode, but the momentum's still there.
We're waiting. How many episodes are in this season?
8. So we have 3 more left. It ends July 18th. That I know for a fact. I'm right, guys, and I know that the Acolyte now ends on July 16th.
Yeah, what the fuck, Acolyte?
Anyways, before we get on to the extra little tidbit we want to do, here's a word from our sponsor. Let's talk about data breaches. You know how creepy it is to get ads that are like way targeted?
It's absurd. I literally got a text the other day, and it just said, "Hello, Oliver. How are you today?" I'm like, I don't know you. How do you know my name? What's happening?
I sometimes respond to them like, "Who is this?" And they're like, "Nah." They're like, they don't respond back at all. Yeah. I also get like weird Instagram ads, things like that. It's so weird. And the thing is, like these data brokers, they have your full name, your address, your email, and your health records. They sell it all for like $1, dude. Quick dollar.
Honestly, so that's why I started using Aura. It's like a superhero for your privacy. It's great. It's amazing. It scans the dark web for your information that's being sold, and then bam, automatically opts you out of those shady websites, so you don't get those really creepy messages that I definitely don't like. You get less spam, and that's just the beginning. Like, having your info out there makes you a target for hackers who could also just crack into your social media, bank accounts, and the whole 9.
Really? Huh. Well, you know, the thing is with Aura, they go above and beyond just privacy, though. They also have VPNs, they also have antivirus, and they have a password manager, like, you know, someone that doesn't forget.
What?
They even have parental controls and identity theft insurance. It's all pretty good. And not only that, it just keeps it simple instead of all those different apps that you have to download and stuff like that.
It's really, really annoying. But look, I know you might already have some of these features covered, but think of it like this. Aura has 24/7 security. That's like the whole week and then some hours. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's like all the hours.
Yeah, that's all the hours.
It's basically a 24/7 security guard working tirelessly in the background so you can browse, game, and stream with a peace of mind.
It's honestly one of the best services, guys, especially for different things. Instead of all the malware protection, you get your own VPN service, all that stuff in one.
You get VPN?
And VPN, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, honestly, with all that, you can get it's all for an affordable price too. But if you guys want to try it out, you guys can go to aura.com/nerdlocker, and you guys can get a 2-week free trial to try it out and see exactly how it is. It's going to change everything for you guys. It was crazy how much of my stuff was on the dark web.
Less spam.
It's so much on the dark web, guys. They have all the information that you can even think of. Like, just do yourself a favor, make your online life a lot easier with aura.com/nerdlocker. Down below, get a 2-week free trial.
2-week free trial, huh?
Yep.
I like
14 days.
14 whole. Yeah, you got 14 fingers over there?
10 and 4. 14.
That's not 4. You just did this.
Pick number 3, my lord. And we're back. Want to apologize if you guys heard a fan in the first half of this, and if you hear crickets in the second half, we're still trying to figure this out. We're gonna fill this room. Anyways, so one of the things I want to bring up that we just watched recently, and it's gonna be a quick review, guys. We watched A Quiet Place Day 1.
We did. Holy shit, dude.
Yo. Okay, so guys, if you've seen The Quiet Place Part 1 and 2, you know that when you watch these movies, you are just giving yourself an anxiety attack for about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I had to hold my poop.
So let me tell you, there was a point when oh god, I need to now remember actors' names as opposed to character names. Hold on one second.
Okay. Anyway, can you guys hear those crickets? Comment below.
Okay, so Joseph Quinn, who plays Eddie in Stranger Things, and Eric. When he was introduced and he jumped out of the water, I was like, oh man, I gotta pee. He jumps out the water. I'm like, nope, gotta go pee. Like, I almost pissed myself because I wasn't expecting that, dude. Guys, this movie overall, let me tell you, I was talking to Chloe about this yesterday before we watched the movie. I was like, out of all of the places that they could have done this, New York is so perfect. And I love these horror movies, this and Scream, that have used New York in the advantage they need to, as opposed to just using it because it's popular, but more for like, what is the city itself? So to place it there in a place that is, even in the beginning of the movie, it said that New York City is so loud that it's like a constant scream because it's always at 90 decibels. Which we work in a lot of music and band stuff and concerts, and let me tell you, 90 decibels, that's when this shit goes off, this Apple Watch. So let me tell you, New York's nuts.
Is loud.
But we get to see a lot more of the creatures in this movie than we ever have, which I think is super cool because we kind of know what's going on. They knew that we knew what was going on. We get a cameo, not even a cameo, but Diamond Hanzu reprised his role of the character from Quiet Place Part 2, which we finally got his name, which is Henry, because we did not know that in the original. We got the best cat actor I think I've ever seen.
Dude, that cat was...
Actually,
that was incredible.
Incredible, but also terrible. Like, that cat just
so
like
terrible.
Cats are so much harder to like control than dogs.
Exactly. Dogs
So
you can
much.
train. Cats you can't.
Yeah. Also, I
That's
did
wild
find
to
out
me.
this. Lupita Nyong'o, which who played Sam, the main character in this, she was deathly afraid of cats and had to go to cat therapy to do this.
No.
She requested to ask if the cat could be switched out, and she didn't get that request. So
That
they
is
had to
crazy.
go ahead and do that because I think it was Diamond Hanzu's character, like Henry character, said in Quiet Place Part 2 something about a cat named Frodo. So like it was supposed to reference to that, so they couldn't change it to another animal. So she went to cat therapy just so she could do this movie.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Dedication, though.
Yep. So I think like overall, also we got some other crazy cameos because like what Oliver didn't know was Ruben, who played the nurse, was played by Alex Wolff, who, if you guys know from Nickelodeon and Naked Brothers Band, but he's also been very popular in Hereditary. He did a fantastic job, as well as he's been in the Jumanji movies as the Brock character. I can't remember.
The main character, yeah.
I think it's Al. No, it's not still Alex. I don't know. Whatever.
The main character.
Regardless, he looked completely different with the beard, long hair, ponytail.
I did not pull that.
I give this movie, compared to the other ones, I don't know. I would probably rate the first one like a 9.5 because that movie was like monumental for what it was. The second one was a 9 because it was still great, but I would say this one is like.
I'm gonna give this one an 8.5 personally.
I kind of want to see it again before I give it, but I also think an 8.5.
I liked it. The first one for me is a 10, dude. That 8.5. So great.
You know what I did like though? We got to see like how the rain works, but only in like big cities because of how much noise is made that you could talk when it's rain. So like Seattle doing fucking fine, dude.
That's true.
Like that's the thing. Like I would like to see like
an interesting
what Seattle dealt with because they have rain all the time. So like when they fell, yeah, there was probably an initial commotion, but like afterwards, I feel like they're just fine going forward. But
honestly, it was such an interesting concept because, like, I remember in movie 1,
I know you're
they
freaking
had.
out. Hold on, we're good.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember in movie 1. If you, it's like the tiny details. This is why I want to watch this like another couple of times. Like, if there's a scene in The Quiet Place 1 where they're walking through and looking for food, and the entire chip aisle is untouched, and it's just like that little thing.
Yeah.
That like it's like, oh shit.
John Krasinski is a great director and a great writer, and I know he didn't direct this one, but he did write and develop it with the guy that directed this. And I know we're not getting a sequel to this movie.
Good.
Like, we're not.
I don't need that.
No.
This was great.
But we are getting a sequel to A Quiet Place proper called A Quiet Place Part 3.
Right.
Which we know now watching day 1, so kind of spoilers, guys. Henry, which we saw in Quiet Place Part 2, we now know that the boat that they go off to is this deserted New York island. The only difference is we don't really know what happens to Eric, Joseph's twin character, or the cat. We just see Diamond and his son. So like,
how long do cats live?
I mean, it's only been since this and The Quiet Place Part 1. I think it's like an 8-year difference, not even.
Oh, okay.
It's only been a few years into the after all this has happened.
All right.
So it hasn't been that long. Because his kid's not too much older when we saw him in Quiet Place Part 2. So I think like maybe they brought him in so we can see him again. Because we didn't see him on that island, obviously. But maybe he got away, or they think he's dead and he's still alive. So they might like make everything really come together.
That would be great. Is there a fact that in this movie did they introduce that like they can't swim? I thought, is that new?
No,
they couldn't swim ever.
Yep.
Huh.
That's why when they go to the island in Part 2, that's why they know this.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Man, I should have rewatched them. Fuck.
Yeah.
But
so no, that was definitely always a thing. But it definitely like it's crazy how we like saw like even in the water it was trying, dude. Like if you're not fast enough, it will still try. It doesn't immediately die. They just know they can't swim.
I was so scared for that cat, man. I was so scared for that cat.
So many times that cat could have died. Dude, 9 lives on a cat, bro. And that's what I'm saying. Like I counted it 7 times that cat could have died. It has 2 more left. No, I'm serious. I think in these 2 more, like they're doing this on purpose. I think Krasinski had this in mind.
If they kill a cat, man.
No, I think that if we see it again, it would have had like another like 8th life, and this will be like the last one.
Dude, fucking A.
But anyways, other than that, guys, watch the movie. It's fucking great. Where can they find you?
You can find me at the Sewer 21 on any social media except for TikTok. I'm Oliver Kahn VA.
And you can find me at AMR Photography. You can find this studio, Archangel Studios Official, and you can find this podcast, Nerd Locker Podcast, wherever you get them. And we will see you guys next week for the Acolyte.
Yeah.
Episode 6, not the finale.
Acolyte.
Bye.
Bye.